So firstly, it's been a busy week with your new signings. If we can start by chatting about them. Let's start with Alex Kempster. How quick a decision was it to bring him in?
We've wanted him for a good 6 to 8 weeks. You know, we've had him watched numerous times, and I think it was just we wanted to see him with a York City shirt on, and also see what he's about. So you know, not just because he's got his hat-trick, but he trained the day before. We've seen some good signs in the training session. Equally, he followed that with a real strong performance. I know it was against a very young Hartlepool team, so there's nothing to get excited or carried away about. But equally, I still think you've got to score goals, and you know, it's something that we feel that we only strengthen what we're doing going forward.
Is it a question with him as well, or for you, to see how he is when he does step up to a higher level, the longer he's involved with York City?
Yeah, I think, you know, he's going to come and he's going to have loads of energy, and I think, you know, it's just getting used to that part-time to full-time training. So, you know, it's just managing his programme, making sure that he sort of, you know, he doesn't have a burnout within 3 or 4 weeks just because he gives everything this in the first 10 days. So it's just managing him and the expectations of what he's here to do. And, you know, just hope over the 3 months that he plays a part of getting us where we need to get to.
Another one coming in, Vinny Steele's just 16, so where does he fit in with the bigger picture?
Yeah, long term, you know, it's not the sort of, you know, in this next 2 or 3 months, it's sort of the long term picture. And, you know, he's a kid with great ability, you know, he's very, very exciting when he's on, and he's got a lot of work to do, but, you know, another good addition to the football club going forward.
Keeping going, Marcus Williams coming in, a left back, obviously a bit more experience there. Is he another one that you've been watching for a while?
Yeah, again, I spoke with Dave Penny in depth. Obviously, Dave had a real good understanding of the Marcus and Connor Brown from Guiseley, and you know, he just gives us that little bit of strength and depth. You know, I think every player needs competition, and I think it'll hopefully bring the best out in Ferguson by having someone sort of really breathing down his neck now.
Connor Brown, you mentioned his loan now till the end of the season, that's sorted as well. How near do you feel you are now with your squad of getting together what you really want? Yeah,
I think we're somewhere near. I think if you look at where we were when I first came in and where we are 4.5 months later, there's been a big turnaround, and you know, I think there's been so many things off the pitch that we've had to put into place, and hopefully we see the rewards now. I thought last weekend's performance, obviously beating the league leaders, was great timing, and the additions to the squad has come at the right time as well.
Are you still looking? Are you a manager that will always keep one eye on who's available?
You have to. I think if you're not doing that, you're not doing your job. But you know, what we believe is that the group of players that we have is there's great competition for places now, and you look at your bench as a manager now, and you've got a real team selection, not only to who start but who to select the right personnel, hoping that they come off the bench and can make an impact.
Players coming in, would any be going out?
Sam Muggleton's gone to Scarborough till the end of the season, so that's out there now. I think there's one more going out on loan today, but we just don't sort the paperwork out for a month. So again, you know, once that's sorted out, we'll let you know straight away.
Short-term loans, do they benefit you in case there are any injuries and you need to recall?
Yeah, very much so. I think, you know, players need games, and I think that's the whole purpose of a loan, whether it's short-term or long-term, and hopefully, you know, when they go out on loan, they get that, they come back with a lot of confidence on the back of that, and that's what the purpose of a loan is.
So the reserves as well played this week. Just a couple of players to pick on that were in that squad. It was quite a strong squad. Louis Armand and Clovis Camjo getting more game time. How are they?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long journey for Camjo. You know, he's been out 12, 13, 14 months, and as I said before, he's been a fantastic professional. And it's just great to see him out in the grass, you know, and his movements coming back. Is he going to play in the first team next week? No, but we do know that as a kid that it's gone through some tough times, and he's coming out the other side of it, and I'm so delighted. Louis Armand, you know, it's great that he's sort of now getting back into some physical contact, getting pushed around, getting thrown on the floor. His shoulder's good, strong. His fitness levels still not where we want him to be as yet. He's got a lot of work to do in this next couple of weeks. He's got to put the work in as well, and he knows that. But again, you know, we've got him back sooner than we thought we would have done, which is great.
So Salford last week, a great win for you, beating the league leaders. It always is when a team can do that. What effect has it had? Has it lifted morale even further, created a bigger buzz around the club?
I think belief is the word. I think that's one thing that give you the belief that, you know, as I said to players, as I said to the press last Thursday, whoever's the best in both boxes will come out on top, and I think we proved to be, had a bit of luck on the day, don't get me wrong, and we need that luck in games, whether it was the goal or a clearance off the line of Ferguson, the rebound clears there, hits the lad on the line. So we had a bit of luck, but equally, you know, we had 2 goals turned down. John misses a penalty for the first time ever. So, you know, it was a real strong performance. it was about time everyone came to the forefront and put in that real team performance. And I thought Alex Patterson set the tempo from the first minute in the game, where he really went and closed somebody down and got us up the pitch with a purpose, and I thought that was the theme of the day. And it was a very much too open of a game for the first 20 minutes, half an hour. But you know, I was very, very confident with sort of 20 minutes to go that we were going to be resilient and strong, and that grit and desire which I want came through.
Does it give you a headache then for this weekend selection-wise? Obviously, your team as a whole did really well last week, but now you've got those new faces in as well. So who comes into contention?
It's how they've trained this week, and you know, who's performed right in training. And I say, you know, the starting 11 did ever so well last week, and they've got to maintain them standards. And the lads that's trying to get in the team have got to maintain their standards as well.
So even if it was a winning team, you would still change it if you saw something on the training pitch this week?
I think they proved that the week before at Tamworth, Connor Smith goes from starting to not even being in the team. So you know, no one's guaranteed to play. You know, you've got to earn the right to play, and you know, everybody has got to, you know, keep the standards where they've set them now.
That must be a test of your man management skills as well, when you've got a player that does that one week and then the following week you have to drop him.
Yeah, it's a tough decision, because you know, at the end of the day you want to be right with people, but equally you've got to be, you know, pick what you feel is the right team to start, to win, to get results. You live or die by what you do, but you know, something I've never been scared to shy away from. You know, making a substitution at half time, if it's got to be done, we do it, and you know, you've got to back yourself, but equally I think the staff play a big part in these things as well.
Now that result last week, it's really sort of blew a little bit, didn't it? Blew apart the top 7, threw a few different things into the mix. Do you feel that you're in a good position still to try for that automatic promotion spot, especially with Salford slipping up?
Well, I think the top 3 has always been my target. You know, I think, you know, I think Salford should have had this league wrapped up by now. There's no question about it. You know, they've slipped up, in my opinion, twice. You know, I think they've had a 12-point league lead, probably on 2 occasions, I believe now. So, you know, they've had that a dip at the wrong time, but they're strong, and they can keep adding. I know they've got problems with centre halves at this moment in time for the next 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm sure they'll be bringing in new faces this week, which they can do. You know, I think the surplus of cash there is not an issue, but you know, it's what we're about. We've got to focus on that top 3, and I mean that's my target. I put myself out there, but you know, that's my belief.
So Curzon this weekend, a different approach perhaps, obviously struggling in the bottom end of the table, but York City can't afford to slip up.
They had a great 3-0 win at Telford on Tuesday night, and you know, they've scored 6 goals in the last 2 games. They were 3-0 up against Boston, and they got back to a 3-3. So not to be underestimated. You know, we've just beat Salford. That's all we've done. No more than that. And I will say it's 3 points that we've gained. Curzon now is an even bigger game, because we've got to have the same approach, the same mentality. Because if you don't, you'll get beat. Because that's what happens in football. And you've got to have the same respect for Curzon as you have for Salford. If you do things right, you'll win the game.
Any injury concerns?
No, everyone's available, so that's great.